All-Star Western number 23, written by Justin Gray and Jimmy Palmiotti, art by Moritat. So last issue, we had Jonah Hex stumbling across a burglary in the present day, and he just goes in and starts, like, killing all the burglars. And that was just a whole thing. Also, Dr. Arkham now believes that he actually is the real Jonah Hex from back in the day. So we see a walkthrough of everything that happened last issue and how, like, it wrapped up. They killed a bunch more people, and then he got back in the car and drove away with Arkham. And the narration is from Batman saying, "This guy gave me some information saying that he owns part of my great-great-grandfather's casino that we sold off to the Cobblepots shortly after. He should have no knowledge of that, but he does. So I have to be forced to accept that this guy might be telling the truth." And he hears on the police scanner a call for Jonah Hex is at this location or whatever, so he heads out. So we see Hex and Arkham driving away from the scene, and Arkham's telling them, like, Hex, you can't do that. Like, you can't just kill people. And he's like, I have a right to defend myself, don't I? And it's like, yeah, but not like that. Like, you can't just kill people. And it's like, they're bad guys. Don't these superheroes kill people? It's like, not really usually. And he's like, all right, whatever. And he says, like, yeah, there's still cruelty. There's still, like, bad things in the future. But, like, we've made progress, like civility and stuff like that. And Hex points out, those guns were a lot easier to control. Like, they were a lot easier to use. Seems like you made great strides in weaponry as well. And he's like, fair enough. Okay, look, what's your plan? And Hex is like, I just want to go back to my time. I want to find Booster Gold and then get him back. And it's like, okay, where is he? And he's like, I don't know. We got separated. And it's like, fantastic. Well, I think you're going to have to accept you're going to be here for a while. And Hex is like, okay, regardless, I think we just need to go and have a drink. I think that's the only thing I really want to do right now. And Arkham's like, dude, you're a fugitive. You can't go anywhere right now. And he's like, okay, well, then we'll keep our heads down until all of it blows over. He's like, it's not going to blow over. Dude, do you not understand how this is working? But regardless, Hex convinces him to pull over and they go inside a bar. So as they're sitting there having a drink, Arkham's trying to convince them to come back to Arkham Asylum. And he's like, no, I'm not going back there, man. And a group of rowdy-looking guys come up and they start talking to Hex. And they're like, hey, man, wicked scar on your face. What's with the get-up? And they keep trying to talk to him. And Hex is like, I'm sorry, are you looking for trouble? And honestly, for me as a reader, it didn't seem like they were. But regardless, they start causing trouble at this point. And as they bounce back and forth trying to get a rise out of him, Arkham tries to butt in saying, like, hey, don't worry about it. Like, he's harmless. And they start insinuating that these two are a gay couple. And Hex is not a fan of that. So the bartender, this young woman, says, like, hey, leave him alone, you guys. They're fine. They're paying customers. But Hex is immediately just up and starts throwing punches like crazy. Apparently the bartender woman is impressed by this, immediately invites Jonah Hex home, and just, they do what you think they do. And sitting out in the front room is Jeremiah Arkham, who is on the couch with this girl's roommate. And the roommate is also, like, super into this. He's like, oh, yeah, I love fugitives. I really like a bad boy, Are you a bad boy, too? He's like, well, I did aid and abet. So, I mean, a little bit. And so she's basically straight up says, like, so you want to make out? And he's just like, oh, God, it's finally happening. So we cut inside of the girl's bedroom where Hex and her are smoking and having some drinks. And basically she just explains the whole thing of like, yeah, no, our generation's totally screwed. We've got all this like economic collapse and stuff like that going on. It's horrible here. Are you actually from the past? And it's just like, yeah. And she's like, oh, I would have loved to have been back there. It's like, I don't know. This stuff in modern day doesn't seem too bad. I mean, it stinks around here and you guys are actually like entirely too much noise, but it's fine, I guess. And he makes like a thing of like, oh, and there's still beautiful women around. So at that point, he basically, he gets an explanation of, yeah, modern days, like women have the vote now, and also gay marriage is a thing. And she basically probes him on like, how do you feel about gay marriage, Jonah Hex? And Hex responds with like, I don't care about marriage at all. Like, if two guys want to be at it, so be it. I don't care. But like, marriage seems stupid to me. And she's just like, fair enough. But like, just wanted your input on that. And then Hex lays out more of like, yeah, no, this country has its own problems. It always has, even since my time, of like, these rich people or whatever are taking advantage of poor people, and then there are criminals who are killing people left and right, and it's like all this other stuff. And he's like, yeah, no, that's still a problem. We're still dealing with it. And he's just like, yeah, that's why all I care about is having my gun, my horse, and a good woman. That's all I need. So she heads out, and she takes the car, which obviously they stole earlier on, to a chop shop so that she can get a replacement set of wheels. They get a minivan out of it. And as they drive around, they come to a parade for like cancer cures and stuff like that, like a March for the Cure sort of thing. And she comes out and she's like, yeah, my mom died of breast cancer. By the way, her name is Gina. She only introduces herself at this point. Gina's like, yeah, my mom died of cancer, and I'm always happy to support these things to search for a cure. And Jonah's like, oh, okay, whatever. So as they are here, this car comes barreling through the crowd and starts essentially running people over. Jonah reaches for his gun, which he doesn't have. He looks nearby. There is a gun shop. And Jeremiah's like, don't do it, man. And he's like, people are getting killed out here. I got to do something. So he goes in. The moment he opens the door, the guy just hands him a shotgun and is just like, go for it. Do it. So he steps out. This guy continues to barrel through the crowd. He hops out. Apparently, he's upset about his wife wanting a divorce, and she's here wherever she may be. And Hex just sees him. They have a short little firefight, and he just shoots him in the head. And the gun shop owner's just like, oh, geez, I've never seen someone shoot like that. And Hex immediately says, all right, everybody, like, we got to get these people help, everyone who was run over. So we see them introducing medical stuff and trying to get people safe. Ambulances pulling up until finally some cops surround Hex and take him in. So at this point, we see Arkham trying to explain to some agents or some detectives. Their names are literally Dunning and Kruger. And they're saying like, no, this guy, he stopped them from doing bad things. Like he stopped a killer. He was going to kill a lot more people. And it's like, yeah, well, he's also supposed to be in a medical asylum. And he committed manslaughter. Regardless, the crime was still committed. So we've got to take him in at the very least. And Arkham's trying to explain, like, no, you don't understand. This is, even if he's mentally ill, he's not supposed to be here in jail. Until finally, he's not making any progress. And in through the doors walks Bruce Wayne with a team of lawyers saying, we're here to represent Mr. Hex. Where is he? So that's the book. I mean, I think this issue's primary focus was a lot of, hey, we still have problems in the future. And Hex is learning that he's going to have to deal with them as well. And then we get a bit of a backstory on how does Hex feel about certain modern day things. Like, how does he feel about like gay marriage and stuff like that? And it's a fine issue. It's basically just the exploration issue. It's setting up these new characters of like Gina and such like that. I like it. I think it's a fine issue. I don't think it really did a whole lot in terms of furthering the plot. And there was like 2 or 3 very large 2-page spreads where not a lot was happening. So iffy on that. I do enjoy Arkham being flustered around this woman coming onto him. That was a fun little exchange, but beyond that, it's just an average issue overall. So I think I'm going to give this one I'll give it a 6.5. It's fine. It's a fine enough issue. You know what? I'm going to lower that down to a 6. I can't say specifically why, just 6.5 in comparison to other things I give 6.5 to just seems a bit high for this. It's a 6. It's not bad. It's still above that like neutral mark, but it is just what I kind of expect right now. And it still feels like we're figuring out what our footing is on what is Jonah gonna do in this modern day story. So once we get that all settled out, I'm sure I'll like it more, but as it stands, it's a 6.